That's what we have to focus on only because we need to get that round of 32. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Roma Theory. Today we will discuss Mourinho's press conference. I'll give you my reaction, I'll translate it to you guys, and obviously earlier today I went live for the match preview for tomorrow's big game, which is an in or out for our Europa League path. Will it continue? Will it end? Only tomorrow we will know. So concentration needs to be maximized 100%. And yeah, today we'll speak about what Mourinho said. He spoke for quite a long while. In fact, El Shaarawy spoke with him. But again, as I say every time, we're gonna focus more on what Mourinho said than what El Shaarawy said, because at the end of the day, players always say the same things. You know, players always go, "We're ready for tomorrow's game. The concentration is on tomorrow's game, and we're all ready for tomorrow's game, and we're gonna get the 3 points." That's all players say. Managers have more to say. Managers, you know, have more things to say. So we'll definitely focus more on what Jose said. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get cracking in this video. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I say it every time, and you know it supports me a lot. And yeah, let's get started, because it's a fairly long video. First question is, you said that your team had to survive until November 13th, which is when the World Cup when the World Cup break starts. How do you survive tomorrow? And how is Nico recovered? Now, obviously, Nico is a very big topic when it comes to Mourinho's press conferences in the Serie A, in the Europa League, in the Coppa Italia. And today he is a very big topic, because if you didn't follow, today, UEFA actually eliminated his suspension, so he's available for tomorrow's match. Now, as I did mention in the match preview, for people who missed that, Nico did get a pretty bad contusion from a tackle he received, that killer tackle that he received against Verona. That makes him in doubt if he'll start tomorrow's game. I do think he'll get subbed in, and in fact, we'll see what Mourinho thinks. But yeah, just make it clear that UEFA finally made justice and gave justice to Nico, as you can see. Mourinho definitely talked about that. So yeah, Mourinho said, if we don't win, we go to the Conference League. But we don't want to. We want the playoffs. If we think it's a match with only one result, then it's a victory. Difficult matches, it's going to be a difficult game for the pressure and for the opponent which you're facing, which already beat us in a match where we played seriously. I changed the goalkeeper in that game, and then we were the first choices. So the only thing which changed in the first round of the Ludogorets game was Zvelor was starting and Rui Patricio wasn't. We did not play with the Primavera. There will be a sold-out stadium, and this can create a decisive match environment like last year with Bodo, with Leicester, or with Vitesse. This kind of atmosphere with the motivation of the guys who want to continue in the Europa League, we can do it. For Nico, justice was done. The disqualification had to be a maximum of 1 day. It is important for us. First of all, for the sense of justice, then because he is a player who can help us win. I still don't know if he can play or not, because his hematoma was big and the pain was important. Let's see today how he feels, but I would like to have him available. There you go. Very, very, very long quote. Quite a lot of things which were going on at the same time. So let's break this down, because the first thing which Mourinho talks about is how we are, even if we lose, we are in a European tournament. But obviously the team wants to continue. The team wants to higher expectations. The team wants to higher objectives. Therefore, we don't want Conference League. We want to continue in the Europa League. And obviously, I've said this already, this really puts to mind that this is a work in progress. Now, Jose picked up this team the year after it reached the Europa League final, and obviously with a new manager, you restart from the bottom. You restart from the very bottom, new manager, which has new objectives, new targets for the transfer market. So with Jose's arrival, we were at the bottom. And Jose's first objective was to win the Conference League. And we ticked that. He managed to bring a trophy back in this team, in the closet of this team. Now, however, we won Conference League. We can win Conference League again. We don't want Conference League. We want to higher our objectives. Now, this doesn't mean that this season we have to win Europa League to satisfy what we did last season. That is very wrong. This season, we have to try and do and advance wherever we can in the Europa League. And it does not mean win it. Now, this doesn't mean that the objective is not to win it. But the objective is to leave a European footprint. This is something which this team is really good at, especially in these latest years. I always give you these examples. Conference League last season, Europa League semi-final the year before that, and Champions League semi-final a few years before that. This team, every year which goes by, is leaving a more European footprint every year which goes by. And this season it's like this. We want to continue in Europa League. We want to higher our expectations. We want to live good European nights. And don't get me wrong, Europa League this season is better than Champions League to some extent. Look at the teams which are dropping down. If we advance to the next round, we're facing someone like Barcelona, someone like Ajax. Don't we want to face an opponent like them, even if we were to lose, even if we were not the favourites? Don't we all want to live these European nights again? This is what we live for. This is what we enjoy. So Europa League is the big objective. Forget about Conference League. And yeah, again, he mentioned the sold-out stadium, home advantage. We discussed it in the match preview. And he gave 3 examples, just like Bodo, just like Leicester, just like Vitesse. Now, kind of forget about the Vitesse game, because it was a shitty game. We almost risked to get out of it last season. But focus on Bodo and Leicester. Sold-out stadium. Pressure is on. Team has to perform. Mix these things together equals Jose Mourinho masterclass. Jose Mourinho's experience. So ladies and gentlemen, if you ask me right now, we're going to beat Ludogorets tomorrow. We are going to advance into the round of 32 of the Europa League, because I can't see the team. I know the team plays, but I can't see Mourinho bottling the preparation for this game. Seen how vital it is, seen how important it is. Our season can change after tomorrow. It can change for the good, it can change for the best. Frankly speaking, if we were to get out of this group stage, it would be pretty ridiculous, because we are miles better than Ludogorets and we are miles better than Helsinki. And I know we lost against Ludogorets, which is why we have to be careful. But if we were to get out, to be fair, Roma fans speaking here, it would be pretty ridiculous. We have to advance. We really do have to advance. And then obviously about Nico, he said, Jose used the terms justice was done. And again, he said, I still don't know if he can play or not, because his hematoma was big and the pain was important, just what I said before. We'll see how he feels after today's training session, and after that I'll decide tomorrow. But I would like to have him available. So again, Mourinho is highlighting Nico's importance to the team performance. And again, Nico will give a good impact to the team. So yeah, moving on to the next question, examining the opponents. We always get these kind of questions here. Second question is, what Ludogorets do you expect tomorrow? And Mourinho says, they will play for 2 results, unlike us. This obviously makes a lot of difference. They are a dangerous team on counterattacks. They have fast players, and for this, they can defend themselves more, because they have always this solution of being able to always create dangers. We play with only 1 result, but maybe it's better for us. We know we have to take risks, but we also know that we don't have a small stadium behind us. The ambition is not to win the Conference League again. They want to go to the playoffs. Even if we want to go to the playoffs, even if there will be teams made to the Champions League. But that's where we want to go. Again, Jose highlighting the fact that he doesn't want to get relegated in Conference League. Now, I want to depict something so big here. Look at what Jose says here. Let me find it again. We play with only one result, but maybe it's better for us. And I could not have agreed more to a statement made by a manager. Now, why do I say this? I'm going to bring you back to last season, where we faced Vitesse at home. And we already won in the Netherlands. Therefore, just like Ludogorets, we had 2 results to focus on. And having 2 results to focus on made us almost bottle that. Because Vitesse went on a lead and we equalized at the 80th minute, something like that. Against Bodo, we had to win and we pulled out a masterclass. Against Leicester, we had to win and we won. So, knowing this team really well, it is so much better for us to have only 1 result to focus on than 2 results to focus on. Because of what I link every single time. Deconcentrations. You're gonna be, you know what? When I hit 10k, I'll create a merch with deconcentrations on. So everyone can buy it if you want. Because this is the most important word when it comes to examining this team. There will be no deconcentrations tomorrow. As much as deconcentrations are my biggest threat, and as much as I think that the fact that we're playing Lazio next weekend can put some limits of deconcentrations to the match, we won't. Because we have to win. There is just the focus of us winning. And that's the only result which will bring us onto the next round. And that is really good. And I can't not agree more with Jose when it comes to this. He's starting to understand this team really well. If it's Real Madrid, okay, you always win. But if it's someone like Roma, it's hard to always win. And therefore, if you can play for a draw, why would we win? You see what I mean? So I really like this. So the ambition is going. This is obviously, and again, he said that they're dangerous on counter-attacks, which is something which I completely underestimated the last time we faced them. Counter-attacks are gonna be tough. I'm happy we only have 1 result to play for because the team mentality changes when that's the case. Right. The last question is a very big question, and it's also the most important question. It's the one where I want to focus more time on. Because the question is obviously on Tammy. Also, by the way, can I add that I really like, and this has been possibly the best thing journalists have done up to now, not throwing questions about the derby into this press conference. That is really, really good. Now, I don't know if Jose paid the journalists to do this, but this is really good. Because what journalists usually do is, before such a game, such an important game, they start going, what are your thoughts on the derby? And that distracts you. That doesn't make you perform well, because you feel the pressure that the media is putting on you to focus on the derby. So it's good that Jose did not get asked any questions on the derby. And that means that the focus of Jose as well is only on this game. Anyways, last question, most important question. It's the question which most people want to listen to. It's about Tammy Abraham. Abraham is experiencing a particular moment. How can you help the player in such a moment? And also, will he rest tomorrow to give Belotti a chance? To my players, I always say that if a goalkeeper makes some mistakes, or if an attacker doesn't score, a sitter, or if a defender bottles in defense, these are secondary problems. The main thing is the attitude, thinking about the team, working seriously, not crying in difficult moments, and having the courage to go back and do it again, even if you fail. Pellegrini, for example, missed the penalty against Empoli, and that penalty could have been decisive. The following penalty, which was the one against Sampdoria, he had the courage to kick it and he scored. If he did not score, it was not a problem, but he wanted to score. I don't know what expression you saw, but it was certainly not that of someone who's angry. I'll tell you more, I'm very happy with his match in Verona. He missed 2 goals. In the second, he assisted Nico. But for me, it's not a problem. The problem was at the beginning of the season when he didn't seem super concentrated. Now, no. Now he's creating dangers for his opponents. He's playing well. He's playing as a team. The players still don't know who plays. But Tammy will play. Tammy confirmed in that lineup. And this is something very big. It's a very big quote. And I also think it's something which Tammy should listen to. If I were Jose, I would make Tammy listen to this on repeat for at least 1 hour. Because it's such an important quote. Because, again, we're being highlighted the most important thing according to Jose, the most important thing according to everyone. Now, as football fans, we want the team to succeed. As Roma fans, we want Roma to succeed in every possible way, obviously. But what's also very important as football fans is to have an environment of your team where everyone is happy, where everyone is jolly, where everyone cares about each other, where everyone fights, where everyone doesn't blame each other, where everyone takes responsibilities. That is the ideal changing room. And if there's one person, one single person on this planet, which is the best at doing this, it's Jose Mourinho. Now, you see, this isn't just because he's the manager of my club. He could be a teacher and still have a positive impact, give a positive impact to a kid who fails every test. He could be a vet and still, he could still be he can be anyone else other than a football manager. But Jose is the most, how do you call it? Is the most I'm trying to find the word here. Is the most, the most important thing for Jose is the team. And it's making the team understand each other. And I really like this because, it would be way too easy for a manager to go after that Tammy miss. He's terrible. I'm not going to start him anymore. He's absolutely terrible. And not many managers do this. He has the responsibilities of defending every player in this changing room. And he has the responsibility today to say this: Tammy will play tomorrow. You see how this affects you psychologically? If you're living a bad moment and you hear a manager say this about you. And this really puts to mind something which Jose said at the second we won the Conference League last season, which is, this team is not a football team. This team is a family. And that is the most important thing which this manager has brought to my team. Forget about the trophy. The most important thing which this manager has brought to this team is a sense of brotherhood. And we're seeing it again. He doesn't blame players in press conferences. He doesn't, he would rather take the criticisms himself, but defend the players. And this is something which we don't see every time. And again, he's praising Tammy Abraham here, because you would not expect him to say, in fact, I'll tell you more, I'm very happy with his match in Verona. That means, and another very important thing when it comes to this is this: the problem was at the beginning of the season when he didn't seem super concentrated. If that's not the problem right now, what does this mean? This means that Tammy and Jose had a very similar discussion to what Nico and Jose did in Portugal this summer, which made Nico change mentality. So if this is the case, if Jose is being dead ass here and going, Tammy is, I was disappointed with Tammy at the start, but now I'm really proud of him. That means that Tammy in training sessions, what we don't see, is performing really well. Because I think we only see what happens within the 90 minutes within a football game. And that's obviously what, needs to be said about. But managers have got different perspectives. Managers have got perspectives of how players perform in training sessions, of how players act in changing rooms, which, may I add, is the most important thing. Managers see how something we don't see, for example, is how Tammy and all of these players behave on the WhatsApp group. I'll give you another example here. This is something which we don't see. And I'll tell you another thing, which is why Jose is very proud of Tammy today. El Shaarawy had his birthday party last week. And he had this party with most Roma players. And apparently Jose didn't really digest this really well. Nothing happened, but Jose would have rather the team concentrate on the Helsinki game. No, sorry, on the Verona game than partying at night. And Tammy didn't go to this party. So already this is something which Mourinho appreciates. So it's more than what players put on that football pitch. Because if that's the case, then yes, Tammy doesn't deserve to start. Then Tammy deserves constructive criticisms. But it's more than the 90 minutes he plays. So yeah, Tammy starts, and that's the only player out of the 11 players confirmed by Jose Mourinho in tomorrow's game. As I said it many times, for new subscribers, for new people watching here, I'm leaving with my school for a football tournament, so I will not be live, nor at the stadium, nor live here for the live watch along for tomorrow's game. Tomorrow, maybe there will be time to squeeze one last live stream before I leave, because I'm leaving like late afternoon, but I'll see. If not, good luck to the team. And yeah, hopefully we win tomorrow. And then I'll pre-record a video which will go out on Saturday, which is the match preview for the derby. And also I'll be back on Sunday for the Lazio vlog. You do not want to miss that. It's the biggest video of the season. So all I need to say right now, ladies and gentlemen, is smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, follow me on Instagram over there, and let me know in the comments what you think about this press conference, what you think about Jose, and especially your predictions for tomorrow's game. And if you haven't already, make sure to watch the match preview, which I did. I went live like a few hours ago. So, that includes my predicted 11, examining the opponents and all of that. So don't miss that. I'll catch you maybe tomorrow, but if not, I'll catch you in a couple of days. Hopefully I don't break my leg in this football tournament. I'm actually the striker. I'm number 9. I'm the Tammy Abraham of the school. So yeah, I'll catch you very soon. Simon, out. Let's get round of 32, by the way. And tonight, we shall officially see all the teams which we could face in the round of 32, if we get there. So yeah, catch you soon.